Welcome to the first episode of 2 Minute Techniques, the series of short videos where I aim to teach you a super valuable culinary technique in 2 minutes or less, hopefully. In our first episode, we are going to be talking about citrus. We're going to be discussing the best way to juice citrus and harness all that sweet, sour, delicious goodness, but also the best way to zest citrus in a number of different ways. So we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock and we are going to jump straight into it. Okay, let us talk about zesting. Now, first, let's talk tools. This is a box grater. It will do the job, especially if you use this little, fine grating thing. It's okay, does the job just fine, but it's not the best. It's a little unwieldy, your zest goes everywhere, you waste a lot, and I would much prefer using a microplane. If you want to get one of these, affiliate link in the description. These things are amazing. These tools aren't super expensive, and they just have a much better yield, they're much easier to use. There are two main ways I would recommend zesting citrus. Now, the fast way and the sort of delicate controlled way. Now, imagine that I have some food over here and I just want a little bit of citrus to garnish, to add flavor. What I would do is hold my microplane like this, grab my citrus like this, and just do a little bit at a time. And as you can see here, what you end up with is just a little bit of citrus. And that is just a really good way to add a little bit of flavor, some nice aromatic citrus note to whatever you're cooking. A piece of fish, a salad, a dressing, anything. Now, if you need to zest a ton of citrus, there's a really fast way of doing it. So I'm going to hold the citrus firmly in my hand, and what I'm going to do is, starting at the top and following through at the bottom, I am going to grate through a whole line of this. It's almost kind of like peeling a potato. You can zest citrus insanely fast. Like in the time that we've been talking, I'm not even going to speed this up. I think I can get through this whole citrus in 30 seconds or less. Boom, boom, boom. And that is a really easy way to get a ton of citrus really quick. Whether you're making a marinade or you're going to add sugar to this and using a cocktail or something, this is the fastest way to zest citrus. And something very important, I don't know if you can see in this camera, you do not want to go past that white layer. If you're zesting citrus, you just want to get the bright orange, or if it's a lemon, bright yellow, lime, bright green, outside of the citrus. The white is going to be bitter, it's not going to taste amazing, and yeah, that's just a super good way of doing it. Something which I would also recommend if you just want a strip of citrus. If you're just going to be adding a little bit of zest to a dish or to a braise or something, what you can do is, same as we're doing with the microplane zester, get a peeler and just get the outside. Again, you want none of that white layer, you just want your bright orange stuff. You can put this express to the top of a cocktail with it, you can put this in a stew or a braise or whatever. Citrus zest. Next, let us talk juicing. Now, a very important first step, both for zesting and for juicing, is that you want to properly wash the outside of the orange. If these came off a tree and there were dirt and bugs and whatever growing around it, then you do want to wash this off really well and dry it really well. Let's jump into juicing. Okay, I'm going to start by showing you how to juice a small amount of citrus. And this is just if you want to add a couple drops of citrusy goodness, whether that be lemon, lime, orange, whatever, to season a little bit of food. You're going to cut your citrus in half. You get a nice natural wedge. I usually like cutting them into these little tiny wedges. You just have a couple of these, and if you just want to add a little bit of juice, boop, 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 boop. I'm sure this is being captured, but yeah. You just want to add a little bit of juice at a time. This is a great way of just seasoning food a little bit at a time. Next, if you wanted a slightly larger batch of juice, let's say for a marinade, if you just want 1 glass for yourself. Okay, got my stuff. For slightly larger batches of juice, I like to have a little bowl to contain the juice, a little strainer to go into the bowl, and with my citrus, I'm just going to get a reamer. You can also use one of those. I'll put an image, but the pushy, juicy situations, which are also very good. And you just need to squeeze until you've gotten basically just this white layer on the inside, just up to the pith. And the strainer, what that's great for is just catching any seeds, any particulate matter. If you do like a good amount of pulp, you can always take the seeds out and add a little bit of pulp back to the juice. But for small batches of juice, this is my favorite thing to do. slightly larger batches of juice. So this is when you want the juice for a party, you're whatever, you want to have like a lot of orange juice at your brunch. Now we start to think a bit more methodically. You want to start, first and foremost, by cutting all your citrus in half. So get everything that you want to work on. We're doing a smallish batch over here, but I'm going to show you like the bulk way. So cut everything in half and we'll be right back. Okay, so bulk juicing. Very important, no matter whether you have what juicer you have, is your setup. So here I have a bowl with my pre-cut pre-cut citrus, nice and in half. Cut them through the middle so that you get the center here and all the segments are on the outside. A place to put all of my citrus peels, and a place to eventually strain my juice. You can have a bigger volume of something if you're going to be juicing a lot. I just have a couple oranges here. Your juicer, not super important. Any more industrial juicer will do. This is literally just a food processor with like a little juicing attachment. I would recommend using it facing towards you, but I'm just trying to demonstrate to you guys what's going on here. So what you want to do, get your citrus, pop it into the center over here, line up the top with it, and you can just pulse or run the juicer. Let it keep spinning until you reach just the pith. Toss your stuff in there. When you're done, drain it into your little receptacle here, and that's pretty much it. Just keep going with all of your oranges until you're done with all of your juice. Some machines, depending on how hardcore they are, might tire out after a while. So if your motor of your machine just gives up, give it like 15 minutes, come back and it should be just fine. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please check out, eventually I'll have a playlist of my other 2-minute technique videos. Peter McKinnon, thank you very much for the inspiration and all the video and photography knowledge. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Happy juicing.